Coppa, the Copocalypse.
Just keeps getting worse.
When this thing first came out, everyone was like, whoa, this is the end of the world. And then everyone else was like, nah, calm down. It's not that big of a deal. Nobody's going to get fucked by this. Where are we at right now?
We're at, everyone might get fucked, and everybody everyone send your comments to the FTC right now, because, if this shit doesn't get reverted, GG.
I finally updated my channel today, because YouTube's been pestering me for the past, like, 2 weeks. Oh, excuse me. For the past 2 weeks, they've been like, hey, let us know if you're for kids or not. I'm just like, later, whatever. So I finally did it today, and I'm like, all right, I'm good, right? Like, I've checked the little box, not for children, all right? So I'm good, right? And I can see we're good, right? Because we still have a chat. You can still send super berries, so I think we're fine, right? Like, is this gonna hit me? Is this gonna hit me hard? Because I'm worried over here. I see a bunch of channels I'm sub to, like video game channels. Like my little brother watches, of course, like all the people like Ryan's Tour Review and stuff like that. You know, channels made for kids and shit. And he's aware. He's smart enough to know the very basics of what's going on, which means, hey, no more cartoons, basically. So he's upset about this, obviously.
I feel like any channel...
This law was made to protect the kids. Why is my brother literally crying because his shows are getting canceled? Good job, FTC. Got him. Got him.
It's really fucked up, and we'll get into it with the Chadtronic video that we should probably watch in full. We could at least watch it at 1.5, because
we're gonna have to bump up the speed, because Chad, I love you, man, but like
he drags on a little long, and most of the stuff we already know, but there's a lot of good new information in there as well. But yeah, as for channels that will be affected, I think unless your channel's blatantly not for kids, you're gonna get affected. Like, for example, our show is blatantly not for children. Most of my videos are blatantly not for children. But if it has like any nuance, like, oh, you're talking about video games, or you're talking about toys, or you have bright colors, or anything that could be construed as made for kids in any way, you're potentially getting fucked. Which is like majority of content on YouTube.
Wait, hold on. I gotta do a little bit. What do they call it? A vibe check? I gotta do a little check right here. How bright are my thumbnails? Let me like is this shit like? Let me look at my channel just real quick here. These looking pretty bright to me. Some of these aren't too bright, but like the last like 6 thumbnails have been pretty damn bright. So not gonna lie, little worried. YouTube.
Yeah. Like if I'm looking at just these videos I see on screen right now, most of them would be fine. But the video YouTube saves the kids with the Ryan toy review in the thumbnail, that might be flagged.
Wait, what?
The one in the bottom left?
I don't even know. Oh. I don't even know, like, what my own...
I literally said the title!
I was like, when did I make a video titled that? I don't remember. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm a pretty good YouTuber, dude. You should you should sub to my damn channel. Give me them subs. Alright,
Luna Lippy, my Goose gameplay might be an issue. That's something I'm slightly worried about. But everything else with my content should be fine.
Let's hit up Chad's video right now.
Ideally, we should try and get this reverted and contact, or put in comments to the FTC, because this isn't final until after December 9th, so... Either way, he'll talk about that. We have a variety of
tools at our disposal to...
Whoa, chill the fuck out, YouTube. I wasn't ready yet. Alright, let's hit it right now.
Cull through those 23 million channels and in an expeditious way. So when we talk about aggressiveness, we are typically talking about civil penalties. Not only can we sue Google and YouTube for compliance with Coppa, but also individual channel owners and...
Yeah, buddy! Oh, those civil penalties.
Something I'm curious about is that, can the FTC fine creators that are outside the US?
Wait, how does that work?
Like like if someone broke the Coppa law in the UK.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but like, how would they do that? I don't think that. I think it's just.
Like, how would the
It's just for you. It's just for people in the US. Everyone's getting fucked by this.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I'm good. Hell yeah, dude.
No fine.
Oh, Canada.
All right,
all
right, calm down. You can't own a gun.
This video is going to be very different from the last video I posted. The last video I posted was sort of meant to be a joke. It was meant to be entertaining. This video is going to be opposite. I'm not going to wear the blue shirt. I'm not going to be in Chadtronic character. I apologize if I'm not even very entertaining in this video. This video is very serious. It's meant to be informative. I need to clear up some...
Last time I played a Chadtronic video on stream, my chat literally died. It stopped typing. So, Chad, don't do this to me.
Things, and I need to share with you some things that I found out about Coppa. It's very serious, and I'm just going to be frank. Not enough people either know about this. Not enough people are talking about this. Before I even talk anymore, I need to immediately correct myself on something I stated in my last video. Gaming content is not safe, and it is not being given an exception when it comes to Coppa. It is subject to Coppa just as much as anything else. But Chad, the email you had in the video you said was from YouTube. It wasn't. I was wrong. I was misinformed. That was not an email from YouTube. So yeah, the stupid secret method I showed off in my last video.
If only they were transparent and told us exactly what we needed to know so that questions like this wouldn't have to be asked, and when they are asked, it wouldn't be too easy to find misinformation. YouTube has a history of kind of leaving us a little blue-balled there, not letting us know what's going on.
Not even that will work.
And chat's not popular with the groypers.
Not that was even like meant to be taken serious. That was a joke. So just to confirm, I spoke to YouTube staff. I spoke to YouTube staff that specialize in gaming specifically, and gaming content is subject to Coppa just like everything else. I made sure to speak with YouTube directly about this to be sure, and I was wrong. Yeah, I feel my video did a huge injustice to the situation. It misinformed a lot of people,
Chad, we get
a lot of gaming channels.
Let me boost this up.
Anything with cartoons, anything with animation, even the YouTube bot went around and flagged a majority of things that just had the word animation or animated. Cartoons are under attack. Toys are definitely under attack. Gaming content is under attack. This is like huge. Not enough people realize the giant meteor that is the FTC coming to destroy YouTube by January 1st. This is not being given enough.
Every YouTuber covers this. It's like a different story. So apparently Jim Sterling put out a video today where he was just like, guys, calm down. This ain't that big of a deal. This is like nothing. And then another YouTuber's just like, guys, you are just getting fucked. 42K fine, channel deletion, no more comments. You know, it's like the end of the world for some people, and then for other people, it's just like, guys, calm down.
Yeah. Well, for channels who are more like kid-centric, or more accurately, like every demographic, like kid and adult-centric, this is a much bigger deal. But for channels who are generally safe, like Jim Sterling, obviously they're not going to be freaking out as much. But like, look at Chadtronic's background, dude. There's like a toy eyeball. There's like, it's very like kid-oriented, even though he also makes content that appeals to adults. So this is much more worrying for him than some other YouTubers. But generally, I'm on the side where this is a big deal. Even though it won't impact me that much personally, I still think this is a relatively big deal. So I'm on that side.
We know this information. Let's get to like the new stuff. Where's the new shit at?
He talks about some of the new shit here, where like he shows that stuff that could be described as kid-friendly is words like fun, free stuff, whatever, cool, duh, game.
Well, you can tell it's a boomer wrote this. What are things that kids like? Cool, duh, whatever, gaming, woo, game, free stuff. Kids like free stuff.
Like kids like snack food or cereal. This is just ridiculous. Like, adults eat cereal. Adults eat snack food. Adults indulge in...
Cereals for kids? I eat more cereal now. It's fucked up. Why you take my damn cereal? So did we not know... We didn't know this before, right?
No, we didn't know that the stuff was so vague. Or that, like, little things like this. Because YouTube, basically this is like something that's being enforced by the FTC, right? And then the FTC is telling YouTube to put in this system. So YouTube is telling us, initially YouTube came out and told us about this, and obviously YouTube is going to like play it down for the creators so they don't freak out as much, even though they did mention that it was relatively severe. But now, directly from the FTC, they're like, no, we're gonna fuck you. We're gonna fuck you. So, yeah.
Jesus.
It's what the FTC is saying, and then what YouTube is saying, which is a softer translation of what the FTC is saying.
Now I see a lot of people on Twitter just being like, why didn't YouTube stop this? Why didn't YouTube stop collecting, you know, the search histories of children or whatever? The way I look at this, right, is if they didn't collect search histories of kids, none of us would be employed right now. You know, like is that true? Is that a true statement?
No.
Because like that's the way I think about it. But
So here's what happened. YouTube actually did do preemptive measures to stop this from happening. Number one, the YouTube Kids app has never had personalized ads on it ever. So if you watch a video through the YouTube Kids app, it will never have personalized ads. And also, to sign up to normal YouTube, not YouTube Kids, you need to be 13 years or older. So they did have stuff in place to, you know, not mine data from kids, but obviously kids lie about their age, and then they go on YouTube, and that's why the FTC is
fun fact,
going
and
down on this.
maybe I shouldn't admit this on the air, but it's funny, so I'll just say it anyway. When my channel got monetized back in April, I was 17. And when you're 17 on YouTube, you can make ads, but you can't have that super chat turned on. Now, of course, suddenly, magically, I turned a little older. I just turned a 1 year older, and then I got that super chat button. I don't know how it just happened, but yeah, I mean, but you know, a completely separate story. Kids do lie about their age. It has nothing to do with the story that I just told. So,
whose fault is this? It's all you fuckers who said you were fucking 13 when you were really 12 going on to YouTube.
You know what? I contributed to all of your demise, but I'm gonna survive because I'm a live streamer. I don't need ad revenue, bitches. I make all my shekels here. So you guys get to suffer, and I sit back, you know, sipping my cider, and watch all of you guys suffer.
Like, I don't know what YouTube could have done, honestly, besides saying that, like, hey, you can't make an account unless you're 13, and you use the YouTube Kids app. Like, what are they going to do? Be like, oh, you have to send in your government ID to create a YouTube account. Like, that's the only thing they could have done.
If they did that, you know, that would not only be terrible if they required you to ID yourself before you join YouTube, but that would also like ruin anonymity. I can't say that word, but it would ruin the ability to be anonymous on YouTube. Yeah. So you can't make an alt account and have a little fun on the side without, you know, having to send your ID, which kind of ruins the whole point of being anonymous.
Exactly.
So, which by the way, being anonymous on the internet, people try to take that away all the time. I saw Ninja argue for this last year on Twitch. He was like, well, these kids are never held accountable because you never know who they are, you know. They're just completely, you know, held non-accountable for their actions. So we need to stop the ability to be anonymous on the internet. And it's just like, no, we need to protect that. Are you retarded? We have to send our ID now to be YouTubers? Fuck that. I'm out. I'm out if that happens.
Yeah, exactly. That can't happen. So there was no way that YouTube could have prevented this. Like, this is not YouTube's fault, even though YouTube is at fault for a lot of things with their website.
It's easy to blame YouTube because of their track record, but, you know, people are very quick to blame it. Just, why didn't YouTube fix this or something? This is the FTC we're talking about. This is not YouTube's hands. So, yeah.
Almost all of these things. This is where it gets really good when it describes language that is aimed at children. Terminology for words such as fun, free stuff, whatever, cool, duh, games. Can you tell this has not really been updated since 1998? Whether the website uses visual content appealing to children, animated characters, bold or fast-moving graphics, or bright and vibrant colors. Virtually everyone I know who makes content generally falls inside of using bright and vibrant colors. Not because we're trying to target children or appeal to children, but because we naturally want things to be eye-catching and people to click on our videos. Descriptions like this are just ridiculously vague and need to be redefined. Also, not just music, audio content in general appealing to children. Popular tunes or songs.
What? So if you make parodies,
popular tunes.
If you make parodies of like a popular
childlike noises and sound effects. Oh god.
What the
don't giggle like a little girl on stream, Augie. They might pick you up for kid cuts.
Shut the fuck. How about you don't rip your ass in stream in the beginning of the show? Maybe they won't. Yeah, they probably. Hey,
dude, I was trying to just make sure this isn't kid fucking targeted, dude.
That is exact. Kids love farts, you idiot. Of course. Now YouTube's detected. They think you're. I can. You did it, you asshole.
This is insane. I am not a lawyer. Do not take what I say as legal advice, but however, I do think I am allowed to share my opinion and predictions on this. I'm one of the people that likes to brace for the worst, so just, I wouldn't say take what I say with a grain of salt. No, take it very seriously, because what I say could happen. I hope it doesn't, but it might. And I've done a lot of reading. I listened and watched the entire FTC conference about this. I've listened to everything YouTube has had to say about this. I will link to the entire FTC conference about this in the video.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. Well, actually, he'll play an FTC clip, and then after.
Yeah, just play it a little more and then skip ahead.
All right.
The conference.
Hi, Stephen from CBS News. Is it safe to say if YouTube is informing channel creators that they need to be Coppa compliant, they go through the training, moving forward, content creators are more at risk than the actual platform at being fined?
Content creators are always at risk of being fined because they're and channel owners, because there we have a situation where we have a website or an online service that is directed to children. So there, in the general audience platform, we still have this knowledge requirement that we have to prove up. So there is, I think, in theory as well as practically speaking, generally a higher risk for channel owners and content creators who, after all, are creating this content.
Who are they going to fine? They are going to fine people that they find in violation of Coppa.
You know, I hate when people say this because it's like, oh, wow, you're so funny, dude. What a hip meme. But that's literally like, if there's ever been a time...
But unlike YouTube, they check for context, right?
When OK Boomer was needed, it's right there. I think you're Crimson for the $2, but unlike YouTube, they check for context, right? Are you really banking on the FTC to check for context? I don't know about that one. I mean, I guess they have to before they fine you $42K, but...
Yeah, I think they would probably check for context before they put in the fine. So I don't think people are at a huge risk for getting fined. I think more people are at just the risk of getting automatically tagged as made for kids by the YouTube bot, and then having their videos have notifications removed, ads removed, etc. So, like, yeah, I think that's probably the bigger issue than the fine, because I feel like the fine would have to go through, like, so many checks and balances that you would find, like, the truth if it was targeted towards kids or not.
List on the screen. There are 96 videos that I think an outside stranger that's part of our U.S. government could think that these are videos potentially targeting children. Even though when I made these videos, I didn't make them to target children specifically. So I'm going to have to mark them as such, because I don't want to be the first person that's made an example by them. And I don't know if you noticed, but like I have 200 videos on my channel. That was a list of 96 videos. So my income is probably going to dip 50% starting January 1st. And that's another thing people don't know is, like, although there's all these new settings and stuff, this doesn't, as far as I know, gotta be careful what I say. As far as I know, this doesn't go into effect until January 1st. If there's anything I just want people to really take away from this video is that just because you tick the little box that says that my videos are not meant for kids, does not erase you from all liability. You are not 100% safe just because you tick that box.
All right, I have a question. I tick my box on my channel. How do I know everything is 100% not for kids? Like, what if YouTube goes through and is like, yeah, that video's for kids, and I'm like, no, it's not, YouTube. I told you this before. How do I know that they've marked my video as for kids?
Okay, so the process is, like, if you get marked for kids automatically, you can appeal it, and then if the appeal doesn't go through, then I think it goes, like, to the FTC or something like that.
It's so fucking AIDS, dude.
It's
Honestly,
retarded.
is it even worth appealing at that point if you have to go through all that hassle? I mean, you might as well just cut your losses and move on.
I wouldn't really know.
You might as well just cut your losses and move on at that point if it's going to be that big of a pain in the ass. I don't know. All right, let's... Yeah,
there's also, I think that's pretty much about it for his video. There was another point that he said, but I haven't clipped on Twitter. I can link it to you.
Yeah, send me the clip on Twitter.
And then I think we caught up with all the Coppa stuff, essentially.
This guy, Chadtronic, he takes a while to get to the point. He's much better at his comedy stuff, although I gotta be honest, I haven't seen a Chadtronic video in, like, since I was a kid. In, like, 5 years. I'm just, so there you go. Maybe it was targeted for kids. Maybe they're right. I don't know. That's when I watched it. Yeah, send me that shit real quick.
Yeah, I'll link you that shit.
The problems with black people? Oh, I clicked the wrong chat. Sorry. Wait, that sounds really bad out of context. I clicked on a very wrong meme. Wait a minute. Oh no, wrong chat. Oops. I clicked on the other one. All right, let's play the clip. Let's play the funny.
It gets revised every. This has to do with a law that originated in 1998 called Coppa, and it gets revised every 10 years. It was last revised in 2013, and now it was almost due to be revised, but not until 2023. But because a lot of child advocacy groups complained specifically to the...
Wait a minute! Wait! Hold the phone right now! Alright. Last Monday, I believe, we did a very controversial stream, oh boy, about Nerd City. And although we didn't ascribe the blame of all of this to Nerd City because that would be ridiculous, we did say that his video probably had a part in speeding up, amplifying the process. It's literally our entire argument. And what he just said, sorry, can you see? What he just said is that due to online advocacy, this was sped up by 4 years. Are you starting to see why we made that point? Have I explained it to you enough? Everyone that was, you're blaming nerds. No, we're not. We're saying you sped it up. But that still means you're blaming Nerd City. Alright, well, if you think that still means we're blaming Nerd City, now, in fairness, they didn't say Nerd City sped this up. They said online advocacy. But do you really think that a video that got 2 million views that was begging for regulation really didn't play a part in this? Everyone's like, nah, YouTube videos by Nerd City the government doesn't watch that. I don't know. I'm just saying. It looks like once again, the Legion 100% on the money. Oops.
All I'll say is that, like, when that Nerd City video came out, like, it got a lot of views. It got spread a lot, even to Shane Dawson's documentary. And it was getting picked up by not only, like, YouTube and YouTube people, but it was also being, like, picked up by, like, mainstream media and stuff. There's lots of articles on that video and the concerns that it raises. And I think that it might have not sparked the child advocacy groups to speak up, but it could have contributed. It could have. Obviously, no one can attribute it all to that video, but I think it probably helped.
What you gonna do when the Legion comes for you? Oh my god, I'm gonna get some angry DMs tonight.
I don't have an aggressive stance of you on that. But,
oh, buddy.
I think there's a possibility that it could have.
I'm gonna get some angry DMs tonight. I'm gonna get some angry DMs at 3 in the morning tonight. Whoa, boy. I'm just fucking
Keep in mind that Nick and Augie's opinions do not parallel mine to a T. I feel like I've gotten in arguments. Yeah. I've gotten in arguments with people where I feel like they're trying to argue with, like, Nick or Augie's points, but they're arguing with me, which I find strange. But yeah, I would just say all I would say on this is that it could have contributed to a certain extent to the acceleration of this law.
I'm gonna get in trouble if I keep going. Oh no, I'm gonna get some angry phone calls, some angry DMs.